Sure, you've read many stories about many different magazine heroes. But there's never been a story like this one, because there's never been a hero like Spider-Man. Our scene is the bedroom of Peter Parker, the teenage student whom many consider to be a shy bookworm, but, oh, if they only knew.
Uncle Ben is dead. And all because I was too late to save him. My Spider-Man costume. I wish there were no such thing. It all started when I was bitten by a radioactive spider. Ouch! And I found myself possessed of a spider's powers. So I designed a costume to go into show business and cash in. But while I was busy showing off, an armed burglar fired one fatal shot at Uncle Ben when he was surprised robbing our house. As soon as I learned what had happened, I sped through the city via my spider's web, lusting for vengeance. He won't escape Spider-Man. And I soon caught the killer and turned him over to the police. Got you.
You ain't human.
And now, Uncle Ben is gone, and Aunt May and I are alone. And what's worse, without Uncle Ben, we've no money to pay our bills.
Please give me a little more time. I'll pay the rent next week, if you'll only wait.
And so,
Aunt May, there's only one thing to do. I've got to quit school and get a job.
No, Peter, you mustn't. Your uncle always dreamed of you being a scientist someday. You must continue your studies.
But I've got to help Aunt May somehow. Wait! With my powers as Spider-Man, I can do anything. I can go anywhere. No one, nothing can stop me. Any amount of money could be mine just for the taking. But no! What am I thinking of? I'm no criminal. I'm not a thief. Besides, if I were ever arrested and imprisoned, it would break Aunt May's heart. No. There's only one other way. I've got to perform again. I've got to bring my Spider-Man act before the public once more. I'll call a booking agent tonight.
a few days later, at school.
Hey, gang. Look. Spider-Man's gonna put on a show at the town hall tonight.
And the admission is only $1.
Let's all go.
Count me out, kids. I can't make it.
We might have known. He'd rather study.
Ah, who needs that walk-in bookworm anyway?
It'll be more fun without him.
That night, as the audience is amazed by Spider-Man's prowess, none suspect the real reason that Peter Parker couldn't be in the audience.
I couldn't very well be doing this act and sitting in the audience also.
Finally, after the show.
It's time to pay you, Spider-Man, but I can't give you cash. I've got to give you a check, so there's a record for taxes. What name should I write the check out to?
Name? I can't tell you my real name. No one must know my identity. Just make out the check to Spider-Man.
Okay, you're the boss. But you'll have a tough time cashing it.
A tough time cashing it, eh? Well, we'll just see about that. I'd like to cash this check.
I'll have to see some identification.
What about my costume?
Don't be silly. Anyone can wear a costume. Do you have a social security card or a driver's license in the name of Spider-Man?
No, I don't.
But, as Spider-Man finds that he cannot cash his desperately needed check, just across town, a man at a typewriter is making still more trouble for him.
When I'm through with this article, Spider-Man will be run out of town.
And, the next night.
Might as well go on back where you came from, Spider-Man. There'll be no show tonight, or any night.
What? Why? What happened?
This happened. Look at this editorial. The paper has everyone so steamed up, they'll probably toss you in jail if you show your face.
But why? What have they got against me? What have I done?
But, not satisfied with merely writing editorials, J. Jonah Jameson, publisher of the powerful Daily Bugle, delivers lectures all over town.
We cannot allow that masked menace to take the law into his own hands. He is a bad influence on our youngsters. Children may try to imitate his fantastic feats. Think what would happen if they make a hero out of this lawless, inhuman monster. We must not permit it. I say that Spider-Man must be outlawed. There is no place for such a dangerous creature in our fair city. The youth of this nation must learn to respect real heroes. Men such as my son, John Jameson, the test pilot. Not selfish freaks such as Spider-Man. A masked menace who refuses to even let us know his true identity.
I don't get it. How do other superhuman guys, like the Fantastic Four and the Ant-Man, get away with it? Nobody bothers them. And they always seem to make enough dough.
Bah! I don't even believe that there is a Spider-Man. It's all a publicity stunt.
Well, if I can't make a living as Spider-Man, the only other thing to do is find a part-time job. I'll take a look through the want ads.
But again Peter Parker meets with frustration.
Sorry, Sonny. I ain't looking for a school kid. The job I advertised is for a man.
But...
Extra! John Jameson about to orbit Earth in rocket.
Say, that looks like it is. It's Aunt May. I wonder where she's going. Oh, no! She's pawning her jewelry. She must be desperate for money. But she doesn't want me to know. She doesn't want to worry me. For me. She's doing it all for me, and there's no way I can repay her. No way I can help her. I can't even find a job.
Extra! John Jameson, son of the publisher of the Daily Bugle, about to orbit Earth. Extra!
It's all his fault. Because of him, I can't perform in public as the Spider-Man. But I can't give up. I've got to earn some money somehow. I can't let Aunt May down. Even if it means the Spider-Man will again stalk the city by night.
Spider-Man. Part 2. Next day, having nothing better to do, Peter Parker finds himself among the spectators anxiously awaiting the orbit flight of John Jameson.
It sure must take a lot of courage to go up in one of those babies.
I'll bet even Spider-Man would think twice before volunteering for this ride, huh?
I suppose so.
15 minutes to blast off. All unauthorized personnel clear the field.
This is it, John. Make your country proud of you, son, as proud as I, your father, am today.
I'll do my best, Dad, I promise.
Good luck to you, boy.
Minutes later, the capsule, with John Jameson inside, is set in orbit by a perfect launch. But then, disaster strikes. A small section of the forward guidance package breaks loose from the capsule, and falls into space. Without this essential guidance unit, the capsule goes into an erratic orbit, completely out of control.
Something's wrong. I can't control her. This flashing red light. It can mean only one thing. I've lost the heart of the guidance device. There is no way to direct the capsule now.
Meanwhile, miles away.
What is it? What went wrong?
Capsule is out of control, sir. Component 243B has broken loose. Condition red.
What's that? Without the missing part, he will continue to go into lower and lower orbit until he crashes to Earth.
Gentlemen, we haven't much time. We must find some way to save John Jameson's life, even though the capsule is doomed.
Acting with desperate speed, the space technicians attempt to drop a steel net to catch the capsule, but with no success.
A complete mess. We've got to find a better way.
While unsuspected by all, a better way does exist. In the form of Peter Parker, who has observed the entire dramatic event.
There's only one person who can save John Jameson. And that is Spider-Man. I've got to reach the missile control center the fastest way, the way that only Spider-Man can take. Made it. And now...
We have a spare 24-3B guidance unit. But there is no way to get it to Jameson in time.
You're wrong. There is a way.
Spider-Man.
Let me have the missing unit. I'll get it to the capsule somehow.
Very well. We have nothing to lose. There is no way we can do it.
Spider-Man, Bob. He's just a publicity-seeking phony. He's trying to grab a headline. What can he do?
Instead of flapping your lips, mister, just watch and see what I can do.
Wait!
The capsule is getting lower every second. I've got to reach a jet fast.
Arriving at a nearby field, Spider-Man's amazing web shoots out, engulfing the guard's gun hand before the sentry can fire.
Halt! Identify yourself!
No time for that now.
Within seconds, the mighty costumed figure has commandeered a plane and a pilot, as they take to the air.
I'll probably be grounded forever for doing this, Spider-Man, but I got a hunch that if anyone can save that poor Joker, you're the guy. Here comes the capsule now. But we could never catch it.
We don't have to catch it.
Wait. What are you gonna do?
I've got to hitch a ride on that thing as it passes by. This will be my first and last chance. If it doesn't work, look out below. Here goes. I hit it. Mustn't let go. Ugh, I've got to pull myself up, fighting against all this wind resistance. Even my strength can just barely do it. There. I reached it. But now, the capsule is losing altitude dangerously. Can I attach the missing unit in time?
Spider-Man. Part 3.
What a lucky break. It fit in place as smooth as silk.
And, within the capsule.
Capsule under manual control again. Will eject chute and land immediately.
He's safe. I did it.
Spider-Man succeeded. The capsule is about to land.
My boy! He's safe.
This is as good a time as any for me to get off. I'll bet I'm the only living person who ever had a ride like that before. I'd better make myself scarce now. I'd just be embarrassed if everyone wants to congratulate me and make a big fuss about what I've done. Anyway, from now on I guess I shouldn't have any trouble about performing in public. I'll bet even Mr. Jameson himself would hire me.
But, when he reads the next edition of the newspaper, Peter Parker is astounded to see.
Oh, no! It can't be! It isn't possible! Why? Why?
It was all a plot by Spider-Man to steal the spotlight from my son. I accused Spider-Man himself of sabotaging the capsule so that the guidance unit would fall off. Spider-Man unlawfully broke into a military base and commandeered a plane by force. Then, by means of a grandstand play, he tried to make a hero of himself, but he caused an important missile test to fail and set our space program back by many weeks. I repeat, Spider-Man is a menace to America.
Unfortunately, if something is shouted loud enough, there are always those who will believe it.
They fear me more than ever now.
Spider-Man ought to be run out of the country.
And now.
And, finally, under pressure of the angry newspaperman's continual barrage.
Wanted. Spider-Man. Reward for his capture. Caution, he is dangerous. Report him to nearest FBI office.
Oh dear, I certainly hope they find that horrible Spider-Man and lock him up before he can do any harm.
What do I do now? How can I prove I'm not dangerous? How can I convince people that I wasn't responsible for the failure of that capsule? Everything I do as Spider-Man seems to turn out wrong. What good is my fantastic power if I cannot use it? Or, must I be forced to become what they accuse me of being? Must I really become a menace? Perhaps, that is the only course left for me.
And so, a lonely boy sits and broods, with the fate of society at stake. What will his decision be? What will Spider-Man do next? Only time will tell. The end.
Subscribe to the channel to catch the second tale of the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1. Spider-Man vs. the Chameleon.